Thank you, fantastic people, for making it here tonight to Dirty Sexy Yoga. It's dirty because we're in a warehouse. It's sexy because all of y'all are here. And it's yoga because we're going to make shapes even though he doesn't want us to make triangles.
I'll
Sorry.
do a triangle.
No squares.
They hurt.
Although it's hip to be square. You'll figure that one out. Diver's pose, big wangs, big heart. Pelvis shifting forward, heart shifting back like you're on a tragically good date. Right leg, exhale. Left leg, this one real quiet. That was so nice. My life and the way that I teach yoga is kind of an expletive. It's a little obscene, maybe a little beyond the pale.
Most people have like, namaste y'all, because we're in Texas. Your shirt, it kind of tells the story about you, doesn't it?
My company is called Vulgar Vinyasa, and vulgar itself is a word that has two meanings, much like life. It's obscene and also ordinary. I think the phrase really works for what I do. You ever been in an airport stall and you get a foot underneath? Don't do this into the next stall.
These are Harley's classes, you know, jokes and profanity and great music and lots of movement.
Side crow, maybe you straighten your legs.
Oh, no.
A group of crows is called a murder, and y'all are killing it, so thank you for that.
Harley was like unlike any yoga teacher I've ever experienced. His classes are hard, but it's not stuffy.
Big star pose like you're throwing glitter into the ocean because you're a terrible person. Exhale, warrior two, front of house.
There's some yoga teachers that are not afraid to kind of break down that barrier of keeping it so sacred that you almost can't, have fun.
Booty down, heels high like you're in a rap video. Also, think that you're twerking in Manolos because you're worth it.
I never thought I'd twerk in yoga. Is it normal now to twerk?
I mean, I feel like that's hit the zeitgeist in such a way that you could totally hear that at Planet Fitness at this point. Sure. I like to do two things in my class, either hug people or push them. Left heel floats, right hand spider fingers, or tries to cultivate the sense of self you were promised in yoga. If you found that sense of self, take it to your foot. I grew up on the west side of Los Angeles, and I was born with club feet. And when I was 2 months old, they wrapped me in casts for the first year and a half of my life.
How did your club feet impact your childhood, your growing up?
When I was in my crib or in the car seat with my little casts on, that I would bang them until they broke. And I feel like that sort of escapism of being bound as a child has always made me sort of push the envelope, if you will.
Harley not only pushed the envelope, as a teenager, he busted it wide open. By 14, he was using and selling all sorts of psychedelic drugs.
This next part's gonna suck. Yeah. Big breath, inhale. Exhale, halfway down. Smell your neighbor's tush. Exhale. In the 90s, I was in warehouses very much like this. I mean, I was doing ketamine and other recreational hallucinogens as a teenager and selling them and doing all kinds of wild raving. And if you want to George Michael this, right hand, right butt cheek. Get it, daddy. Fast forward 20 years and I'm in a warehouse and I'm getting people high, but we're doing yoga. I'm teaching people how to get themselves high by making shapes with their body and really letting loose. Float your foot. If you'd still like more, bind your foot and take it into 8-angle pose.
You got addicted to drugs pretty hard. You were in and out of jail.
Yeah, I mean, my version of partying lasted quite long. I was a recreational alcoholic, as I'd like to say, in my 20s.
Harley's party drinking spiraled into full-fledged addiction after his younger brother, Sean, committed suicide.
My brother was in the Marine Corps and did 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan, and came back in 2008, and his tours took too much from him. And that really sort of sent me onto a downward spiral, which moved me to Austin. I like to say that I came on vacation and stayed on probation.
By age 32, Harley was arrested with a blood alcohol level of .287, and in jail, he found himself.
I was in a jail cell at Travis County one too many times, and I'm very lucky. I had a moment where I heard a voice of reason in my head and I listened to that voice. About a few months into sobriety, I found yoga, and it's really been everything since. I needed something desperately to fulfill me and to make me feel better about myself. I needed a habit to replace all the hours that I spent at a bar being debaucherous and doing all these trite things that got me drunk and high and in trouble. And yoga became the replacement for me.
Harley dove head first into yoga, a journey that took him from Austin to India and back again. He became a certified instructor in 2013 and hasn't looked back since.
Your body changes your mind. If you move your body around and get yourself feeling a little bit better physically, your mind will follow suit. You'll start to feel better if your body's in better shape. And I learned that, and I needed to keep applying that.
Deep inhale, tongue out, lion's breath. This is Texas, you're bigger than this. Fantastic, eyes open.
What does yoga bring you?
Joy. Teaching yoga brings me joy. Being able to see people move and breathe and take charge of their bodies and their lives really makes me happy, truly.
Oh God, why are we doing this at the end of class?
What should people know when they see this class?
I think it takes someone to really break something before people can see how it can be broken or what the edges are. And I present yoga in such a slightly off-kilter manner.
If you took that same bullshit second side.
That other people, when they see it, they didn't know that they could do that.
This saved you.
It did. Yoga saved my life. I would 100% agree with that.
Thank you very much for making it. Drink lots of water, but realistically, go drink a beer. Yeah.